How do you usually express happiness?
I tend to express happiness openly, laughing, smiling, or sharing good news with loved ones. When I'm particularly joyful, I might treat myself to something special, like my favorite dessert or a relaxing walk in nature.
Is it easy for you to recognize when others are upset?
Generally, yes. I pay attention to nonverbal cues like body language or tone of voice. However, some people hide their emotions well, making it harder to offer support when needed.
Do you think people express emotions differently across cultures?
Absolutely. In some cultures, overt displays of emotion are encouraged, while others value restraint. For example, Mediterranean cultures might embrace passionate expressions, whereas East Asian societies often emphasize composure.
How do you handle feelings of stress or anxiety?
I practice mindfulness techniques, like deep breathing or journaling. Physical activity, such as yoga, also helps me regain emotional balance during stressful periods.
Have your ways of managing emotions changed over time?
Definitely. As a teenager, I bottled up feelings, but now I prioritize healthy outlets like talking to friends or seeking professional advice when needed. Maturity has taught me emotional awareness is strength, not weakness. The person who immediately comes to mind when I think about someone who openly expresses their feelings is my cousin, Mihiraa. She is a few years older than me, and our families have always been very close, so I've known her for my entire life. Growing up, we spent countless holidays, family gatherings, and even ordinary weekends together, forging a bond that feels more like that of siblings than cousins. I've witnessed her navigate various stages of life, from the carefree days of childhood to the complexities of adulthood, and through it all, her emotional transparency has remained a consistent and defining characteristic. I believe Mihiraa's openness stems from a deep sense of authenticity and a genuine belief in the importance of connection. She doesn't seem to possess the societal filters that often lead people to suppress or mask their true emotions. Whether she is experiencing profound joy, bubbling excitement, deep sorrow, or even frustration, she articulates these feelings with a refreshing lack of inhibition. For instance, if she is truly happy about an achievement, whether it's a promotion at work or a personal milestone, her face lights up, her voice becomes animated, and she will readily share her excitement with anyone around. There's no holding back, no attempt to appear nonchalant or reserved. Similarly, when she is disappointed or upset, she doesn't bottle up her emotions. While she is always considerate of others, she will articulate her sadness or frustration in a direct, yet thoughtful manner, allowing those around her to understand what she is going through. This isn't to say she is overly dramatic or seeks attention. Rather, it feels like an honest outpouring of what she is genuinely experiencing in that moment. One particular instance that vividly illustrates her openness occurred a couple of years ago when she faced a significant setback in her career. Instead of withdrawing or pretending everything was fine, she openly shared her disappointment and sadness with our family. She spoke about the dreams she had for that particular path and the genuine hurt she felt at the unexpected turn of events. What struck me was not just her willingness to express vulnerability, but also her ability to do so without resorting to negativity or bitterness. She acknowledged her feelings, sought support, and allowed us to share in her emotional experience. This openness, I believe, is a testament to her emotional intelligence and her trust in the people around her. She seems to understand that sharing her feelings, both positive and negative, fosters deeper understanding and strengthens relationships. Experiencing Mihiraa's openness has had a profound impact on me. In a world where people often feel pressured to project an image of unwavering strength or stoicism, her authenticity is incredibly refreshing and, frankly, quite courageous. It has taught me the value of emotional honesty and the importance of allowing oneself to be vulnerable. Seeing her express her joys so freely encourages me to embrace my own moments of happiness without reservation. Similarly, witnessing her navigate difficult emotions with such openness has shown me that it's okay to not always be strong, and that sharing vulnerabilities can lead to greater support and understanding. It fosters a sense of genuine connection because you always know where you stand with her. There's no guessing games, no deciphering hidden meanings. Her directness, while sometimes perhaps perceived as blunt by those who are less accustomed to such transparency, is rooted in sincerity and a lack of pretense. Ultimately, I feel a deep sense of admiration and affection for Mihiraa. Her openness is not just a personality trait. It's a way of being that enriches the lives of those around her. It creates an atmosphere of trust and authenticity, making our relationship feel incredibly genuine and strong. In a world that often encourages emotional restraint, her willingness to wear her heart on her sleeve is a reminder of the beauty and power of honest human connection. It's a quality I truly value and something I strive to emulate in my own interactions. Her openness makes her a truly special and cherished person in my life.
To what extent do you believe that the way people express their emotions is influenced by cultural norms?
The influence of cultural norms on the expression of emotions is profound and multifaceted, shaping not only what emotions are deemed acceptable to display, but also the intensity and context in which they are exhibited. Different cultures often have distinct display rules that dictate how, when, and to whom certain emotions should be shown. For instance, in some collectivistic cultures, the overt expression of negative emotions like anger or sadness might be discouraged in public settings to maintain social harmony, whereas in more individualistic cultures, such expressions might be seen as more acceptable or even authentic. Similarly, the expression of positive emotions can also vary. What is considered enthusiastic in one culture might be perceived as overly exuberant or even inappropriate in another. Furthermore, cultural norms can influence the very interpretation of emotional cues. Facial expressions, body language, and vocal tones that convey a specific emotion in one culture might be interpreted differently or even have contrasting meanings in another. This can lead to misunderstandings and miscommunications across cultural boundaries. Socialization processes within each culture play a crucial role in internalizing these display rules from a young age, with families, schools, and broader societal expectations reinforcing culturally appropriate emotional expression. Consequently, individuals often learn to regulate their emotional responses in accordance with these norms, sometimes even suppressing or modifying their genuine feelings to align with what is considered acceptable within their cultural context. While there are likely universal aspects to basic human emotions, the way these emotions are outwardly manifested and interpreted is heavily filtered through the lens of cultural norms, highlighting the significant role culture plays in shaping our emotional landscape and interpersonal interactions.
Are we becoming worse at understanding others' emotions? Do you agree with this view?
The assertion that modern society is leading to a decline in our ability to understand and respond to the emotions of others is a complex one, with arguments to be made on both sides. On the one hand, the increasing reliance on digital communication, while offering numerous benefits, might indeed be eroding some aspects of our emotional intelligence. Text-based communication often lacks the rich nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language that are crucial for accurately interpreting emotions. This absence can lead to misinterpretations and a reduced capacity to empathize with the sender's emotional state. Furthermore, The fast-paced and often impersonal nature of online interactions might foster a sense of detachment, making it easier to overlook or disregard the emotional nuances of others. The curated and often idealized portrayals of life on social media can also create unrealistic expectations and potentially hinder our ability to connect with the genuine, sometimes messy, emotions of those around us. However, it is also important to consider the counterarguments. Modern society, with its increased interconnectedness and exposure to diverse perspectives through various media, might also be fostering a greater awareness of different emotional experiences. Discussions around mental health and emotional well-being are becoming more prevalent, potentially leading to a greater understanding and acceptance of a wider range of emotions. Moreover, advancements in psychology and emotional intelligence research are more readily accessible, offering individuals tools and frameworks for better understanding and responding to emotions. Ultimately, while certain aspects of modern life might present challenges to our emotional acuity, there are also forces at play that could be enhancing our understanding of emotions. Whether we are becoming less adept is perhaps less a definitive yes or no and more a reflection of a complex interplay of evolving communication methods and increasing awareness of emotional complexities.
How might AI change our understanding of feelings?
Advancements in technology, particularly in the realm of artificial intelligence, hold the potential to significantly reshape how we understand and interact with human emotions in the future, presenting both exciting possibilities and potential challenges. AI systems are increasingly being developed with the capacity to recognize and even simulate human emotions through the analysis of facial expressions, vocal tones, text, and physiological data. This could lead to more empathetic and responsive technologies, such as virtual assistants that can detect user frustration and adjust their responses accordingly, or therapeutic AI that can provide emotional support. In fields like healthcare, AI could be used to analyze patient data to identify emotional distress or predict mental health conditions. Furthermore, AI-driven tools might offer new insights into the complexities of human emotions by analyzing vast data sets of emotional expressions and responses, potentially leading to a more nuanced and data-driven understanding of our emotional landscape. However, there are also significant concerns. Over-reliance on AI to interpret emotions could lead to a dekilling of our own emotional intelligence, making us less attuned to subtle human cues. The simulation of emotions by AI, while potentially helpful in certain contexts, could also blur the lines between genuine human feeling and artificial mimicry, potentially impacting the authenticity of our interactions. Ethical considerations surrounding privacy and the potential for manipulation through emotionally intelligent AI are also paramount. As AI becomes more sophisticated in understanding and responding to our emotions, it is crucial to consider the societal implications and ensure that these technologies are developed and used in a way that enhances, rather than diminishes, our human capacity for empathy and genuine connection.
Are all emotions, even negative ones, key for growth?
Experiencing a wide range of emotions, including those often labeled as negative, is indeed essential for personal growth and overall well-being. While it is natural to gravitate towards positive feelings and seek to avoid discomfort, suppressing or denying negative emotions can be detrimental to our psychological health and hinder our ability to learn and develop as individuals. Negative emotions such as sadness, anger, and fear serve important evolutionary and psychological functions. Sadness can signal loss and the need for comfort and support, fostering empathy and strengthening social bonds. Anger can indicate injustice or a violation of personal boundaries, motivating us to take action and advocate for ourselves. Fear alerts us to potential threats and helps us to avoid danger. By acknowledging and processing these emotions, rather than suppressing them, we gain valuable insights into ourselves and our relationships with the world around us. Navigating challenging emotions builds resilience, teaches us coping mechanisms, and allows us to develop a greater capacity for emotional regulation. Furthermore, experiencing the full spectrum of human emotions allows us to appreciate the nuances of life and the intensity of positive feelings. Joy and happiness are often felt more deeply when contrasted with moments of sadness or struggle. Avoiding negative emotions can lead to a blunted emotional experience overall, hindering our ability to fully engage with life's complexities and appreciate its joys. Therefore, embracing the full range of our emotional landscape, including the uncomfortable aspects, is crucial for fostering self-awareness, building emotional resilience, and ultimately contributing to a richer and more meaningful life.
How might future societal shifts change common emotions?
Future societal changes are likely to have a significant impact on the types of emotions that are most commonly experienced and expressed, driven by factors such as technological advancements, environmental shifts, and evolving social structures. Increased automation and the rise of artificial intelligence in the workplace could lead to anxieties about job security and the future of work for many individuals. Simultaneously, advancements in healthcare and increased lifespans might foster a greater sense of hope and anticipation for the future, but also potentially anxieties related to aging and intergenerational dynamics. Environmental challenges, such as climate change and resource scarcity, could evoke widespread feelings of anxiety, uncertainty, and even grief over environmental loss. Shifting social norms around identity, relationships, and community could also influence emotional expression. Increased awareness of mental health and well-being might lead to a greater openness in discussing and expressing vulnerability, while evolving communication technologies could continue to shape how emotions are conveyed and interpreted, potentially leading to new forms of emotional expression unique to digital spaces. Furthermore, increased globalization and migration could lead to more frequent cross-cultural interactions, potentially fostering greater empathy and understanding, but also creating friction and misunderstandings due to differing emotional display rules. The specific trajectory of these societal changes will undoubtedly shape the emotional landscape of the future, potentially amplifying certain emotions while diminishing others, and perhaps even giving rise to new emotional experiences that are currently less prevalent. Understanding these potential shifts is crucial for preparing individuals and societies to navigate the emotional complexities of the years to come.